Stocks higher this morning, fighting for gains. After President Trump's tariff announcement sparked a massive sell-off, we are now higher, but we've been mixed. We're going to continue to see how this trends. Many people are watching closely and anxiously checking their brokerage and retirement accounts. And if you're younger, the good news is time's on your side. But if you're nearing or at retirement age, you may have some serious questions about how these losses will impact your money. Joining me now on set, live in living color, we've got Lizetta Rainey Braxton, founder and CEO of Lizetta & Associates. Lizetta, good to see you again. We're going to cover some different advice for different groups around retirement and age. So what moves can you make to protect your finances amid this market uncertainty from tariffs if you're, say, 5 years out from retirement?
First of all, I want to make sure you've taken inventory about where your retirement accounts are. So
Yes.
many people are still holding assets at their former employees, and you don't want your ex managing your money. So make sure you know exactly how many accounts you got out there, what the balances look like, and what buckets they're in, whether it's stocks, bonds, cash, publicly traded real estate, and of course, whether it's domestic or international. So your first step is taking inventory to know what you have, where it is, and if you're comfortable with what it looks like.
And so 5 years out from retirement, I would imagine that your risk propensity or your risk appetite is probably diminished quite substantially versus those who are further out from retirement here. So what should a solid mix look like in some of the risk exposure that you still have in your portfolio, even with some of the market pullback that we've seen?
Well, I'm going to use the it depends, but kind of bring it in some. So 5 years out, you're thinking about what your lifestyle plan is going to look like. Are your expenses increasing because you want to travel more, or are they going to decrease because you're just consolidating? And that's going to determine how much you need to take out from your retirement accounts. The other question is, too, do you have any other supplement accounts like brokerage accounts? Cash is going to be important as well, too, to give you some wiggle room so you don't have to pull out so much from your nest egg right away. Do you still have pensions? Are there annuities? So the key is really knowing how much you're going to need to take out from your retirement portfolio, and that's going to dictate how much you need to really kind of think about in having cash available now to ease you through the transition or not.
Now, what if you woke up, one morning over the past couple weeks and you were saying, you know what, today's the day. I'm going to hit that button. I'm going to let them know I'm planning to retire soon. And then you look at the markets and you say, okay, well, I don't know what my calculus should look like. Hey, what if you are considering retiring right now?
If you're considering retiring, you've already thought about it. Yeah. It's usually not a kind of, you wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm going to do this with no planning ahead of time. So the hope is that you've been there, seen that before. Now, mind you, these are some unusual times. So the first thing you know is not to panic. Go back to that lifestyle plan. Figure out if you need to make a few adjustments. Maybe it's more of a part-time schedule you're working on until you're emotionally comfortable. And you said in terms of checking the numbers, sometimes having an advisor to kind of run the numbers will also help as well, too.
What if you are currently retired, actively just living your best life, coasting on what you've already saved up in that nest egg?
You're saying, man, I know what my lifestyle is, and this inflation that's happening sucks. You have to be real about that. And so my hope, as retirees understand that kind of 30-year decade, 30 years, 3 decades, 20 years, that there are going to be some ups and downs. And so maybe you don't take that trip this year that you're accustomed to taking that costs you $5,000 to visit the grandkids. And maybe you say, okay, maybe you all have to visit us.
Lizetta, thanks so much for taking the time here with us today. 30 years, to be retired for 30 years, I can't wait to do that. I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try my best. I'll report back. Lizetta, appreciate it. Good to see you.